2 days ago, Wahoo sent out an email to their mailing list saying on March 14th, there's going to be a huge announcement. Something's coming. Buy yourself some time in more ways than one. Not quite sure what they're talking about. Well, March 14's here, and I have a press kit. Let's plug it in and have a look what they've announced. Okay, we'll cut straight to the chase. It's the Wahoo ELEMNT Bolt, a smaller, more sleeker version of the Wahoo ELEMNT GPS bike computer. So the first slide here talks about the aero advantage. Very sleek underbody on the actual unit. Doesn't say much about the size just yet. Looks a bit smaller. Nice sleek bar mount. Talking about slicing into the wind. You can definitely see the refined shape there of the unit. Addressing one of the main concerns of the ELEMNT. People saying, oh, it's a brick or it's very square. I've had a few of those comments in the videos I've done on the ELEMNT. So it looks like they've addressed those with a better design. Again, talking about air resistance. Again, air resistance. Look, to be honest, I'm not quite sure that your bike computer is a hindrance when it comes to performance. But look, they've got some stats there and everyone's talking about aero, so I'll cut them some slack there a little bit. A 40-kilometre TT rider averaging 20 miles per hour. You don't time trial on a road bike, so it's indicative of maybe the savings that could be there. But let's look at the inner workings. I'm the tech person. I want to see the tech specs of the unit itself. Okay, smart tactile buttons. Perfect view zoom. Some LEDs across the top. Okay. And here's our full feature set there. So it looks very, very similar to the ELEMNT, feature-wise. Again, talking about buying yourself some time with performance. Recommended retail price of $249.99 USD. Announcement date, obviously today. Shipping March 14th and worldwide March 27th. Wahoo are pretty good when it comes to release dates and getting things out. As we saw at Eurobike last year, the new Kicker 2 announced and availability straight away. So that's a good thing. There's no delays here. So there we have it. It is a new ELEMNT. So compare the size. Well, I can compare the size to my ELEMNT that I've got here, the original ELEMNT. And there's the 820. So they're looking at making a unit from here to about that size. So making it a bit slicker. So that's the press kit they sent me. Oh, and this also arrived as well for us to have a look into. So let's unbox, compare, get it installed on the bike, and we'll go for a ride before the sun sets here. It's not too far off. Let's get stuck into it. Okay, same nice boxing as the ELEMNT. All the specs and things written on there. Okay, very sleek. And there's the unit itself. Side-by-siding that with the original ELEMNT, you can definitely see the size difference between the two. It's actually a little fatter, but it's a lot smaller in all other respects there. Same turn mount as well, very handy. So there's the size comparison. This is also very grey, that's black, so it's a little different in colour as well. Let me see if the turn mount from that, perfect. So my duo mount that I've got from Cyclic also suits that as it does the older ELEMNT. So that's a compatibility tick box. Okay, you can go there. What else do we have in the box? We've got a standard mount, old school mount. We have a standard cable, micro USB, some zip ties, and we have an out the front mount that is super slick. This is what we saw in the marketing stuff. So that there slides beautifully. Oh wow, that's actually quite pretty. I'll give it that. It looks pretty. This is also plastic as well, so not metal like your third-party ones. But as you saw before, it is compatible. It has a screw here as well, and it looks like the back of that comes off. So we may be able to get things like camera mounts or something like that. I'm not quite sure what's happening there with that coming off. But as you saw before, compatible with the third-party ones as well. And it's not too ugly underneath with that if you want to run a camera. Now, one of the things Wahoo pride themselves on is the simple setup and ease of use. Well, that's it. It's 4 steps to get this up and running. That's not bad. Download the app, make sure everything's turned on, pair it, and get it on your bike and away you go. That's pretty cool. For starters, we'll go with the supplied mount as well. So let's get that on there. We don't need anything else tonight. Okay, let's get this thing set up before we even get it on the bike. Powering on. Okay, scan using companion app. Okay, so here we go. We open the Element app. I already have my other element, which is turned off at the moment. So let's add another, which is simple as that. We're paired. Okay, definitely pair this device to my iPhone. And we're done. Easy as that. So usage-wise, let's have a look. So we've got screen scroll. Same as the standard element. We have page. Acquiring GPS. I've got to sit this outside to get a GPS, but that's all looking pretty good. Maybe looking a bit dim on the screen, but I can tell you that that's probably because this screen is a little bright. There we go. There we go, and system info, check for updates. Aha! So we need to set Wi-Fi up from this app. Okay, so we'll set Wi-Fi up on my home network here. Done. There we go, Alpaca Labs, that would be me. And let me do the password off here. Connected to my home Wi-Fi. Checking for updates. First ride always has to be with the latest firmware. Oh, we're up to date. Huh, easy as that. So everything I'm seeing here is exactly the same as the element, so it's all very familiar. We can set up all the LEDs and things like that. We won't worry about that for now. There's an absolute bucket load of metrics you can put on these screens. So you can take all day setting things up. What I want to put here is we'll have, change that to 3-second average watts. You saw how quickly that went to that, and we're done. That's all I'll do for now. That's brilliant. And we'll leave everything else default for now. And if you've seen a few of my element videos, yes, I do like rotate map upwards. Strava live segments. Enable live segments, okay. For our first ride, let's just chill on that. We have backlight, auto pause, auto lap. So backlight on or off, you can see that lighting on or off. So there's our initial unboxing and setup. That's all looking pretty straightforward. So I think the claims are justified. That was quite easy to set up. As long as we had the app open, we pointed the camera at the screen of the Bolt, and away we went. Okay, let's get this on the bike and go for a roll. Oh, and while we're inside, let's get some sensors added to this unit as well. Hold next to sensor. That's my heart rate strap. How's that? It found the ticker X. Okay, save. It's also got the anti-ID written down below there, so I know what's what. So add heart rate and cadence data to field pages. Awesome, so it sets that up automatically. Yes, we have that. I may have too many sensors in this room, so let's pull out the phone and do that pairing for these pedals. Aha, there we go. Okay, we have some pedals. So we found the PowerTap P1 pedals with the Ant ID, save sensor, and here we go, we're done. We can rename those to PowerTap. So save those as PowerTap P1, and we can even do a calibration while we're there. Brilliant, done. So now we're set up for a ride. Let's get outside. Alright, so there's my first few Ks with the new Wahoo ELEMNT Bolt out on the road. Synced up just fine to all my devices. GPS sync was nice and quick, and functionality wise it's exactly the same as the ELEMNT, so I'm familiar with that. It's just in a smaller package. Looks quite neat on the bike, as you saw just then riding down here. I'll have to upload to Strava though and make sure it's all tracking nicely, but I'm sure there's going to be no problems at all with that. I'll pull up some specs now that we can have a look at side by side. So all in all, definitely a good update from Wahoo there. Definitely a lot sexier. I mean, this thing is nice and slick. As for the aerodynamic savings, this is actually quite small. I think the savings you'll actually get is because the screen's a little smaller, you might duck your head to look at the screen and you'll get more than just a few watt savings there. So firmware wise and app functionality wise, they've built on the ELEMNT, which has been out and been refined for the last 12 months. So you're not going to a beta unit here, you're sort of starting from where the ELEMNT is. So we'll leave it there for now. Thumbs up from me so far. We've got a lot more testing to do with this though, and a few more rides and a few more races, and we'll stick it on the bike. We'll see how it goes. I'll link below to Ray Maker's review of this. I'm sure one's coming out soon with the full tech details. But there's an initial first look from me. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.